The first transmission from the Zarkath Empire was not a declaration of war. It was a laugh. A low, resonant, mocking sound that rippled through the calm channels of every Terran fleet. For centuries, the Zarkath had ruled half the spiral arm of the Milky Way, a race of towering insectoid beings who crushed every civilization that dared defy them. Their queen, a vast, telepathic matriarch named Zerla the Infinite, presided over the conquest of countless species. When she finally turned her gaze toward humanity, she didn't even mobilize her full armada. The humans, she'd been told, were small, fragile, emotional things, barely evolved primates clinging to one blue world. "Send a scout legion," she had said in her echoing hive mind chamber, "and make sure they record everything. I want to see what these warriors look like." And so the first wave came. It was the year 2773. And the United Systems Defense Fleet met the Zarkath scouts near the orbit of Jupiter. The battle was brutal, one-sided, and brief. Out of 400 Terran ships, only one returned, a half-wrecked destroyer named Dauntless. On board that ship was Commander Rhea Callan, the Laughing Queen. Queen Zerla observed the footage of the battle from her crystal throne on Zarkath Prime. Holographic projections filled the chamber, images of Terran ships burning, their hulls torn apart by energy lances. The Queen's 6 eyes shimmered with cold amusement. "So these are the humans," she said in her native tongue, a vibration that shook the walls. "They die well, at least." One of her lieutenants, a spindly creature named Crothel, bowed deeply. "Yes, my queen. Their technology is primitive, and their fleet tactics chaotic. But they fight beyond reason. Even when outmatched, they do not flee." Zerla's antennae twitched. "Bravery born of stupidity." "Perhaps," Crothel said. "But their commander, the one aboard the Dauntless, she destroyed 3 of our cruisers before retreating." The Queen tilted her head. "A female." "Yes, my queen. Her name, according to intercepted transmissions, is Rhea Callan." "Bring her to me," Zerla said, her laughter echoing again. "I wish to see what kind of creature believes she can challenge the Zarkath." To the captive warrior, Rhea Callan awoke to the scent of burning ozone and alien air. Her body was suspended in a cocoon of translucent fluid, tubes connecting her to humming machines. Her uniform was gone, replaced by a skin-tight restraint suit that monitored every vital sign. When the pod cracked open, she fell to the cold floor, gasping. Before her stood Crothel, and behind him, the towering form of the alien queen. Zerla was enormous, 12 feet tall, encased in an iridescent exoskeleton that shimmered like obsidian glass. Her 6 arms ended in claws, her crown of chitin spiked like coral, and her eyes glowed like molten amber. "So," Zerla purred telepathically, her voice invading Rhea's mind, "you are the human warrior." Rhea, dazed but defiant, looked up. "Commander Callan, United Systems Defense." "You fought well," the Queen mused. "For a creature of flesh." Rhea spat blood on the floor. "You think that was fighting? That was surviving." The Queen's mandibles clicked in amusement. "I admire your spirit, but your people are doomed. Every species that stands against me bends or burns. Humanity will be no different." "Maybe," Rhea said, forcing herself to stand, every muscle screaming. "But we've got one thing you don't." "And what is that?" She met the Queen's gaze without flinching. "We don't know how to quit." The Queen laughed again, an echoing bone-deep sound that reverberated through the chamber. "You think persistence is strength? I will enjoy breaking you, little warrior." 3. The Hive's shadow. Days turned into weeks. Rhea was kept alive, interrogated, studied. The Zarkath scientists dissected her memories with neural probes, forcing her to relive battles, childhood, loss, pain. But Rhea learned to. She listened. She observed. She memorized every corridor, every patrol route, every command phrase she overheard. She began to understand how the Zarkath Hive network operated, how their telepathic link connected every soldier, every drone, and most importantly, how dependent they were on the Queen's mind. Without Zerla's command signal, the Hive would descend into chaos. On the 41st day of captivity, Rhea was taken before the Queen again. "You are difficult to break," Zerla admitted. "Most creatures crumble within days. You have endured far longer." Rhea smirked despite her exhaustion. "Guess your data was wrong. Humans aren't as soft as you thought." The Queen's tone darkened. "Do not mistake endurance for victory." "Funny," Rhea said. "I was about to say the same to you." The Queen's eyes flared. "You dare mock me?" Rhea shrugged. "You mock us every time you laugh. You think your kind are gods. But you're just insects that got lucky." The Queen's claws tightened, slicing through the air inches from Rhea's throat. "You will learn fear." "Already did," Rhea said quietly. "And I killed it." For the first time the Queen paused. Something in Rhea's tone, a mixture of defiance and sorrow, pierced her alien composure. In the silence that followed, the Queen extended a mental probe deeper into Rhea's mind, expecting resistance. Instead, she found memories. Rhea's home on Titan's colonies, her crew laughing on the Dauntless, her brother's final transmission before his ship was vaporized. Zerla saw all of it, and for the briefest moment, she felt something she had never known before. Not pity, not fear, but respect. For the rebellion of one. The opportunity came when a Zarkath patrol ship returned with a damaged reactor core. During the chaos of the maintenance cycle, Rhea managed to slip away from her confinement, armed with nothing but a shard of chitin she'd broken off her cell door. She moved like a shadow through the Hive corridors, guided by instinct and sheer will. At the heart of the citadel lay the neural spire, a pulsating column of living crystal that amplified Zerla's mind across the fleet. Destroy it, and the Hive's telepathic connection would fracture. As alarms blared, Rhea reached the spire chamber. She planted a stolen energy cell from a drone at the base, unstable enough to ignite the whole structure. But before she could arm it, the Queen appeared, her vast form descending from the shadows. "You disappoint me, human," Zerla hissed. "You could have lived among us, learned from us." Rhea turned, bruised and bloodied, her eyes burning with defiance. "We don't learn from monsters. We stop them." The Queen extended her claws. "You are alone, Commander. Your species will perish. This act will change nothing." Rhea smiled weakly. "Then let's make it count." With a flick of her wrist, she armed the cell. The spire began to glow, cracks spreading like lightning through its base. The Queen lunged. Rhea dove aside, the explosion ripping through the chamber. The shockwave hurled her across the floor, fire and shards of crystal raining down. She felt her skin sear, her vision blur. But through the roaring flames, she saw the Queen writhing, her telepathic web unraveling in agony. The Hive screamed in unison, millions of minds collapsing into chaos. Rhea crawled toward the exit, half-conscious. The structure trembled as if the planet itself was dying. Her earpiece crackled with static, and then, miraculously, a human voice. "This is the Dauntless, receiving unknown signal. Identify." She forced the words out. "Commander Rhea Callan. Mission accomplished. V. The Queen's Reckoning." Zerla survived. Barely. When the fire subsided, the once proud Queen emerged from the rubble, her body scarred, her psychic reach crippled. Her hive was in disarray, her fleets scattered, her control broken. And yet, even as she lay amid the wreckage, one memory burned in her mind. The image of a single human defying her empire. Weeks later, as her healers rebuilt her body, Crothel approached her throne. "My queen," he said cautiously, "our forces report human incursions across 3 sectors. They have allied with other species. The Turi, the Karin, even the Veshral. The rebellion grows." Zerla's voice was low. "It began with one." "Yes," Crothel said. "The warrior. Callan." "She is dead," the queen said, though her tone wavered. "Perhaps," he said. "But the humans say otherwise. They call her the ghost of Zarkath Prime. They believe she lives." The queen was silent for a long moment. Then she spoke, almost to herself. "She laughed at me," Zerla murmured. "Even as she burned." Crothel tilted his head. "My queen." "Nothing," she said. "Leave me." When he was gone, Zerla turned toward the stars. Her psychic senses, though weakened, still stretched faintly across the void. And somewhere out there she felt it, a flicker of human will. Unyielding. Defiant. She did not laugh. 6. The Legend of the Human Warrior. 2 years later, on the colony world of Halden 9, a figure in a long coat walked through a crowd of refugees. Her hair was silver now, her skin lined with scars. Few recognized her. Fewer still knew that she was the one who had crippled the Zarkath hive. Rhea Callan kept to herself. She'd seen too much war to celebrate it. But sometimes, in the quiet nights when the stars glowed like distant fireflies, she'd hear the children of the colony whisper stories. They spoke of the alien queen who laughed at humans, until she met one. They spoke of a warrior who faced the impossible, who tore down an empire with courage alone. They spoke of a ghost who still wandered the stars, protecting those who couldn't fight for themselves. And though Rhea never claimed the title, she carried it silently. One evening, she sat by the observation deck, watching a new Terran fleet assemble, ships forged from the ruins of a dozen worlds, united under one banner. Beside her, a young officer saluted. "Ma'am, Command wanted to know if you'll be joining the next campaign." Rhea smiled faintly. "No. It's their turn now." "Permission to ask something, ma'am?" "Go ahead." "Is it true what they say about the Queen?" Rhea looked out at the stars, her reflection shimmering in the glass. "She's still out there. And someday she'll come again." The officer hesitated. "And if she does?" Rhea's eyes hardened. "Then I'll remind her why she stopped laughing."